Hey all, this is the tutorial on how to submit a piece of historical content to the Quist app. So we're on the home page and you can see contribute content. If you click there, or if you just go directly to this link, you'll be able to get to this online form. You don't need to download anything, it's just using the internet. So you have to choose if you're either submitting an event or a location. So a historical event is something that happened on a specific day. A location is something where that thing might have happened. So we're going to use Polly Murray as an example. So I saw this article about her, and I would just scan it looking for a date or a place. And I would have to choose something specific for a date. We don't use birthdays, so I find she was ordained as the first African American Episcopal priest, and so I'm going to look for a date for that because the ordination date will be a specific historical event that we can use. So we find it again, but still not with a date, but that leads us to just looking up at the diocese, where we have a treasure trove of dates on Polly Murray. So we find the one that we were looking for. That's a significant life event that we can use to include this person in the Quist app. So now that we have our date and we know what we're entering, we have to do the title, date, where it happened, and description. So you're going to use past tense, so became Episcopal priest. And then looking at the wording again, we can be more specific, so ordained. And we enter in the date. Now for a location, if it's in the US, you say the state name. If it's outside the US, you say the country name. And you have to select what country it happened in. So this is a 2-letter country code. If you Google 2-letter country code, you'll get the list. This happened in the US, and the United States' code is US, so we get to leave it there. Your description should be about 3 sentences long. It should be in the present tense, as opposed to the title that's in the past tense. And it should give a little more information about why this is related to LGBT history, why this was significant, maybe some more information about Polly Murray in this case. I'm just writing something short and quick for this tutorial. So then we want an image that's going to show up in the background. So for this, it would make sense to have an image of Polly Murray. So I found this one on Wikimedia that has a Creative Commons license that allows us to use it. So I'm going to remove any weird characters, non-text, pretty much, from the file name, download it to my computer, and then I'm going to upload it to the form. So that will get uploaded when you click submit at the end. we're going to copy and paste the link where we found it so that Quist can know where it came from. And the caption is something that'll appear in the app if somebody taps on the photo. In this case, it would just really be Polly Murray. This is a photo of Polly Murray. We can't steal images, so we always give credit, but we also don't take an image unless we're allowed to. So this would mean something in the public domain. It would mean that, if they put a Creative Commons license on it, Wikimedia is a great place for finding this. You can also search in Google Images for, and in advanced settings, do permissions labeled for reuse. So if you speak another language and you could write the title and description again, but in, for example, Spanish, that will be really useful for our Spanish version of the app. And then we want related links for people to be able to learn more information about this event. So in this case, it would be related to Polly Murray. It could be, you can go as broad as you want, say LGBT African American history links. It could go specific, just about this ordination. It could be news reports of the time. It can be analysis on blogs today. And you just leave the language as the -- unless you're writing out the name in another language, and then you would select it. But if you're doing English, you can leave it as is. And besides links, we do links to related products and related videos. So usually what I do for products is just try to find a book. So I would go to Amazon, search for this subject, find a book on the subject. Oops. There we go. And I'd put the name of the book in the title and the link to the book in the link. For a video, these can be clips of the event happening, news coverage again. It could be a clip from a documentary. So in this case, we're lucky, like LGBT History Month 2009 featured Polly as one of the 31 icons for October. And what we're going to do with any YouTube video we find is go to share, embed, and then we just want this part here in the quotes, the link. So I had to copy the whole thing, but if I just delete everything around the quotes, including the quotes, I'll get the right type of link. And then you put a title on the video. And that's it. This is the last section. So you put in your name. This won't appear publicly unless you write in the notes that you are okay with having your name in the credits of the app, both on the website and in the app itself. And of course we need to cite our source, so where you use the one where you found the actual date. So even though we had other links, we are using the source where we found the actual day in January. So you're doing name and link for that, like for all of the other links. If you give us your email address, we'll be able to follow up with questions or let you know that it's been approved and is live in the app, so you can see it, and then you can write us any notes. They won't appear in the app. They will just go to us as editors. Put in the CAPTCHA and submit, and it'll say thank you for your submission. So location is really, really similar. It's a title and description, but of course, instead of a date, we're putting in location. So say we're still looking around Polly Murray and this site actually gives us the exact birthplace. So what you want to do is open it in Google Maps, zoom in on the location, first we'll just write in what we're doing. Let's go in order. So these are your 5 options for a location type. Historic site is where something happened, so that's the one that you will most likely almost always be using. If you right-click on the location, you can get the latitude and longitude of the site, and you want to copy that in to the submission form. Latitude is first, longitude is second. And unlike for event, here you're writing you write the location name, and you still choose the location region. You do a description of the place. It would say like why Polly Murray is important to history. The title already says this is where she was born. The date could be the date that she was born, for in this case, so it could be a date that, for why this, the historic date that makes this location historic. For other things like monuments and memorials, it could be the date that it was erected or anything like that. We're going to use the same image since it works for both, and that process is exactly the same. And same for translation, related links, related products, related video, researcher information, your source. We might not do something specifically related to how she was ordained as a priest, because this location isn't about her ordination like the event that we did was. This is about her whole life, so we could use broader links here. So we would put in all the ones that we did before, but we'll just skip that to save time on this. If this location is related to a specific date that's in the app, write that to us in the notes, and we can connect them in the database so that when someone sees this location, they're able to click over to related historic events in the dates section of the app. So if you have any questions, you can email info@quistapp.com, info@quistapp.com. And thank you so much for participating.